Hi guys, so I'm just going to take you through DMARC setup, and it's really easy and simple. So DMARC might have come on your radar in the last week or so, or over the last fortnight, just because there's lots more communication coming out from your automated marketing systems like Klaviyo and MailChimp and even Shopify to say that, this is becoming a requirement from some of the big email providers. So what essentially is changing or was being implemented is on the 24th of February, the big players, like I said, Gmail and Yahoo, they require that you set up a DMARC on your domain if you are sending more than 5,000 emails a day. And that means like your campaigns or even just, individual emails to customers from your order system and things like that. Now, if you're a business that doesn't actually send out that amount of emails in a day, it's still really good for you to do this because you'll be complying with their requirements, and essentially this can help deliverability. So I think it's important for everyone to actually implement it, and because it's so easy to do, it's kind of a no-brainer. So what is DMARC? So in essence, DMARC is a security checkpoint for emails. It stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting and Conformance. It's a technology standard used to enhance email security and prevent email fraud. DMARC helps protect email recipients from receiving malicious and fraudulent emails that pretend to be from a legitimate sender. It adds an extra layer of protection against phishing and email spoofing attacks. Now, I'm just going to take you through how easy it really is to set that up on your domain. Now, if you're setting this up, I firstly want you to just double check in your mail service that you're sending from, so your automated mail service like Klaviyo or MailChimp, that you actually, even Shopify, that you actually have authenticated your domain through those systems. So you'll just need to go in and follow their instructions. There is a slide deck that we'll link to under this video, and there is some links through for Shopify and Klaviyo for those. But it's important that you actually authenticate your domain first, and then you can set up this DMARC as well. So what you see in front of you here is a DNS platform, so a domain name system platform. So this is most of the time who your domain will be hosted. Well, it's who your domain is hosted through, but normally it's also who you've purchased your domain through. So people like this is Web Central, GoDaddy, Crazy Domains. They're the big players kind of in the market who you might have your domain with. The other day when we were actually doing a live session of setting this up with our masterminds, we found that there was obviously different ways that people have got their domain set up. So some people have purchased their domain through one provider, but their domain is hosted by another. So it's just about finding who your domain is hosted with, and then you can log in there. There's also, a lot of people who have their domains hosted by Shopify. So in order to do this, you just need to go into Shopify, go to settings, go to domains, and then you can go into, I think it's the top right-hand corner, and you can add a record there. So what we're essentially trying to do is go into your domain name system and find the zone manager. That's what it's called in Web Central. It may be called something else in your own host, but it's what you want to do is you're trying to set up a new record. So that's what you're looking for when you log in. So I'll just go in here, zone record area. All you need to do is add a new record. So in this case here, we're going to drop down to be a TXT record. It's going to depend on the platform and what this requirement is, but essentially what you're trying to find is how to add a TXT record. If it's not really obvious, then you want to just go through to your help in your domain provider. They'll be able to share with you, or there'll be plenty of documentations on how to do that. So I'm just going to click on this one, create a new record. So when you come into this add a zone record, you've got your TXE here. It'll look different on different platforms, but essentially you've got 3 fields that you need to set up. So the first one here, which is just kind of blurred out, it's got the domain name details in there, but it is going to be host value, or name is usually what that one is. And in that field there, you're just going to put underscore DMARC, and that's all capitals. So underscore DMARC, all in capitals. You're going to leave that TTL sec by itself and leave the number that's in there. And then you're just going to add this TXT copy here, and that is within the slide deck. You can just copy and paste that in. What you do need to change is that email address at the end there. So make sure that that's your own email address that you would get the report sent to. Once that's done, you just hit add record, and then essentially you're done. Now, the last thing to do is to just make sure that it's verified and it has gone through correctly. I've got a link in the slide deck, and it's for MX Tools, and you just go there, and then you can actually just jump in and put your domain in there and just check that it's verified. I'll just share that with you now. So if you go through to MX Toolbox, the link, like I said, is in that slide deck. Pop in your domain name, and then it's going to have a DMARC lookup. If you don't actually use the link in the slide deck and you do just look up MX Toolbox, then you'll see up the top there's lots of tools that you can have a look at. DMARC is the one that you want to do. You just put your domain in, and then you look it up, and then essentially it's going to bring back details on whether it can find or not find your DMARC. So at the moment, there's a DMARC, not the policy is, so the DMARC record's found, but there's not a policy in place, which is fine. So this is what that none is going to represent. So you'll have that DMARC policy not enabled. So that just means that that none is on there where it is there. So this is all set up and ready to go, and you should be the same. This is exactly what you should see on the screen, something like that.